Will you all please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we have joining us here tonight the director of the Patterson Library, Stephanie Harrison. Welcome.
Hi, it's been a while, right? But first, thanks for always welcoming our trustees. But I wanted to come in September. September is Library Card Sign-Up Month, and even though September is almost over, I just wanted to mention what we were doing. We partnered with 4 local businesses this month. We partnered with the Putnam Diner, Thai Elephant 2, Tio's Restaurant, and Putnam Lake Pizza, and patrons who brought their library card into those restaurants got 10% off their purchase. So September's not over, so you can take your library card and visit those restaurants through the end of the month and get that discount. And if you can't find your card, hopefully everyone has a card, but if you can't find your card and you need a new card, you can come into the library and get a new card for free, because normally they're $2. So that was the main reason I wanted to come and talk tonight. But also I wanted to mention a few other events that we have going on, some special events. I know you might have seen our flyers for, and I don't know how Dawn or how George and Denise, do they normally like show the flyers? Yeah, I know you have that. We have a Friends fundraiser coming up. It's an evening with Ellen Foley on Friday, November 1st at 6:30. If you don't know who Ellen Foley is, I think you probably actually do. She's the female voice of Paradise by the Dashboard Light with Meatloaf. She's been in the movies and Tootsie, Cocktail, Fatal Attraction. She's been on TV and Night Court. She's been on Broadway and Into the Woods. So we're lucky to have her. Friday, November 1st. Tickets are $75. You can buy them on our website. And with that $75, you get to hear Ellen Foley's great stories. You'll get wine, hearty hors d'oeuvres, and we have door prize tickets. We have a lot of nice gift baskets and prizes donated by local businesses that you can purchase a raffle book for $20, and then put your ticket to bid on the prize and hopefully win that. So that should be a fun event. So we'd love to see a lot of you there. And then finally, yeah.
Thanks.
So that's
Just for
that one. And then the last special event, we always have so much going on at the library, but the last special event is our Great Give Back event. I don't know if you're familiar with the Great Give Back, but it's a New York State Library initiative that encourages people to give back to their communities. And so our library's participated for the last few years. And this year we're supporting Healthy Families of Putnam County. And we're doing a glow-in-the-dark bubbles event with the Bubble Bus. If you've been to our Touch a Truck event and seen our regular bubbles, these will be even cooler because they're glow-in-the-dark. But that's on Friday, October 11th at 6:45 for people of all ages. And we just ask that the cost of admission is to bring something for Healthy Families of Putnam County. So they're looking for diapers, wipes, and baby clothes in sizes 0 to 36 months. So those are the special events that we have going on, and we have a couple fun programs that people might want to attend. And did you want to see the flyer? So that's that flyer. It doesn't matter. If you want. Did you get it? Sorry.
Yeah, a little more. It would help if she would hold the flyers. I appreciate that very much.
Thank you. And then, so hold the flyers so I can see them. So then we have the Historical Society. Well, you can show the camera. So we have the Historical Society. Yes, that's great. So we have the Historical Society on October 17th. So all our programs I'm going to talk about are at 6:30. So Thursday, October 17th, Historical Society presents Daniel Ninham, a free Indian. Ninhams, Wappingers, and the fight for the Hudson Valley in colonial times. That'll be a fun one. Here, history. Yeah, they're all at 6:30. And then, if you want to celebrate Halloween with the library, we have The Ghost of Sleepy Hollow, as told by Jonathan Kruk. That's on October 24th, Thursday evening at 6:30. And the final fun event that we have is Holiday Cooking with the Blue Olive. That's Thursday, November 7th, again at 6:30. So lots to do at the library, so hope to see you there, whether it's for Library Card Sign Up Month or anytime. So, do you have any questions?
Anybody have any questions for Stephanie while she's here?
Yep. Yep. Perfect. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for coming in.
Yeah,
And
so thank you for having me today, and again, thank you for having our trustees every meeting, so we really appreciate it.
More than welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Donna, you ready? Roll call?
Mr. Logan?
Here.
Mr. Mutner?
Here.
Ms. Smith?
Here.
Supervisor Williams?
We are all here. All right, can I get a motion on the reports?
Make a motion to approve the following reports. Code compliance, August 2024. Code enforcement, August 2024. Dog control officer, 2024. ECI, July and August 2024. And Patterson Recreation, August 2024. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. Make a motion to accept the supervisor's reports for July and August of 2024. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to accept the town board minutes for August 14th, 2024, and the town board meeting August 24th, 2024. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Somebody like to audit the bills?
Sure. I'll make a motion to approve abstract number 16 dated August 30th, 2024 in the amount of $146,538.80. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Like to also make a motion to approve abstract number 17 dated September 18th, 2024 in the amount of $389,151.97. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have a budget transfer. I'm just gonna keep going, is that okay?
Keep going.
Keep
Yep. All right, the following budget transfer request number 27 is necessary to reallocate funds for several personal services accounts for the general fund for approved and necessary adjustments. So we'll be taking from the town board personal services, $11,062, and from the planner personal services, $8,918. We'll be moving that to the justice personnel services, $10,980. CEO personal services longevity adjustment, $1,000, and control of dogs personal services, $8,000. I'll make a motion to approve budget transfer request number 27 dated September 25th, 2024. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Keep it
Okay,
going.
got it. So the first item on my agenda is the senior trip request. The seniors are taking a trip on October 8th, 2024 to the Resort World Catskills. They'll be using JTR Transportation. There'll be about 56 attendees, and the net cost to our budget will be $660. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the Patterson seniors trip dated 10/8/2024 to the Resort World Catskills. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have some recreation requests this week. We have, Mr. Machabaro has some upcoming program events and pricing. The following prices will be in effect for the upcoming programs and events for this fall. We have Mommy and Me, Holiday Bazaar Craft Fair, VIP Sports Soccer, Flag Football, Fall Season, Youth Soccer, and Youth Basketball, along with Pickleball. So I advise that these programs sell out very fast, so you should get out there and sign your children up before they fill up. And I'd like to make a motion to approve these prices as outlined in Mr. Chaparro's memo dated September 6, 2024, and you can get those prices on the PattersonMyRec.com. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have a new hire for the Patterson Rec Department from Mr. Machabaro. He's requesting that we hire Enzo Hoeing as a recreation assistant at the rate of $11 per hour. I'd like to make a motion to approve the hiring of Enzo Hoeing after all paperwork has been submitted at the rate of $11 per hour. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have a non-bid procurement request form for 20 VIP shirts, 30 youth soccer program shirts, 60 flag football shirts, and 3 screen changes. Mr. Chabarro put out the bid, and he's taken he's got two responses to the bid. The lowest bidder is Extreme Graphics at the price of not to exceed $1,200 for the quantity of all the shirts he has requested. So I'd like to make a motion to approve Extreme Graphics in the amount not to exceed more than $1,200. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And lastly, we have postage meters. I'd like to give kudos to Trish Brooks for doing this. She's saving the town, it's a savings of $3,357.24 by researching and finding out that she can go through the New York State OGS contract and actually buy the equipment rather than lease it. So I'd like to make a motion to accept the recommendation from Patricia Brooks, the town comptroller, for the funding of the purchases so they can be done in the current year through the excess interest we have received, and the town will receive the savings within the next 5 years. I don't know if she doesn't have an amount, so, for the purchase.
It's on the
Oh,
back.
it's on the back, I'm sorry. So the grand total is $8,243.76, is that correct? No.
It's $3,044.40 for each year for 5 years.
Okay. So I'll make a motion to approve the 5-year purchase for $3,044.40. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I think it's just for the justice court. I think town hall is the next one down. If you look at it.
What is the
Yes,
total?
correct.
It's
See?
1,000.
So we did the
All right,
justice
so
court,
it's-
we have to do town hall.
Okay, and I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the postage meters for the town hall at the cost of $10,687.20 for 5 years.
Oh, I'm sorry, wait. No, you were
I
right.
think the
It was
totals
eight-
are in the
Yes.
middle. I think she has the totals in the middle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
I'm going to correct that. So I'm going to make a motion to approve the postage meters for the Justice Court at the price of $3,255.60, and the purchase of the meters for the Town Hall at $8,243.76. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have a request for refund from the billing department on September 5th. It's Eric Kupferberg. On September 2024, the payment was made in the amount of $333 and was processed for application. On September 20th, 2024, the billing inspector advised that a permit is not required. He's doing some, I believe, siding on his house. I would like to make a motion that we approve the refund. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Make a motion that we accept the proposal for the, from Sonic Tel, for the telephone system. They service it, I guess,
Annual maintenance
annual maintenance,
contract.
in the amount of $1,872. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I'd like to put forward a resolution for a new hire for the court
Officers.
thank you, court officer, James Gallagher, and he would be hired at the rate of $37 per hour. I'd like to make a motion that we approve that hire. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Sean?
Okay, first item, the performance bond for Centennial Provisions. I'd like to make a motion to table until next meeting. We're lacking some info on that at this time.
Second?
Don't need to go any further.
Okay. Tax certiorari refunds. The first is a request to the Donna DePippo, our assessor, on behalf of the property out at Little Pond Road, which was taken over by the Westchester Land Trust recently. Inadvertently, some of the special districts, like the garbage pickup, was left on the tax roll. So this is simply a adjustment and a refund based on that error in the assessment rolls. So for Westchester Land Trust, for 90 through 100 Little Pond Road, I make a motion we approve that request for $2,474.44. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And for the same exact reason, to Deborah Conklin and Gary Conklin at 804 East Branch Road. Again, it's just an adjustment from the assessment based on erroneously having the garbage units on there. So it's $395.29 for the refund for that unit, and the total, so $395.29. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we are fortunate to have the request to hire some EMTs. We have, first one would be Amber Fairchild as a part-time EMT at $19.75 per hour, pending all approval through our HR department. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And the next would be for Samantha McCarthy, also $19.75 per hour. I'd like to ask, I should have done this before, that
Yeah.
we enter this resolution as though read. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And Brody Rogers, the same amount, $19.75 an hour as a part-time EMT. I'd ask that this resolution be entered into the record as though read. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So a week ago, I presented the town board with their tentative budget. The process from here is they're going to review the tentative budget, and together we are going to come up with a preliminary budget, which then will be put to public hearing. This year's tentative budget proposes a 3.7% increase in the amount to be raised by taxes. We've held the line at 2% for the general fund and the highway budgets within our town budget, and even cut spending in the general fund and the highway department by over $500,000. Nonetheless, many of the departments and outside agencies that we fund have requested significant increases that we are currently wrestling with. We are also looking and projecting that the general fund revenues are going to be down significantly next year. We have started to see that trend this year. That includes our cable franchise fees as more people go to things like DirecTV, and certainly our mortgage taxes. We've had some meetings that we needed to cancel for various reasons, and so as a result, we are not going to be able to meet the budget deadlines that we had set for ourselves. Specifically, the next meeting was to be the public hearing on the preliminary budget. We're not going to be able to make that. So I'm going to make a motion to reschedule the public hearing for the preliminary budget to the second meeting in October. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. That is it on that. This past weekend, I had the opportunity to attend the Sergeant Ronald Gray American Legion Post 1542 75th anniversary celebration. And I presented a proclamation at that meeting, and I would like to read that into the record at this time. Whereas the American Legion was founded in March 1919 in Paris, France by the U.S. World War I military personnel stationed there, and whereas the Sergeant Ronald Gray American Legion Post 1542, chartered in 1949, is celebrating their 75th anniversary, and whereas the members of the Sergeant Ronald Gray American Legion Post 1542 are dedicated to upholding the ideals of freedom and democracy while working to make a difference in the lives of fellow Americans. And whereas for 75 years, the members of the Sergeant Ronald Gray American Legion Post 1542 have shown their commitment to the 4 pillars of service and advocacy: veterans, military personnel, youth, and patriotic values. And whereas the town board of the town of Patterson recognizes the invaluable service the Sergeant Ronald Gray American Legion Post 1542 provides to our veterans and their families, and the many contributions that Sergeant Ronald Gray American Legion Post 1542 has made to our community. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Patterson wishes to honor the Sergeant Ronald Gray American Legion Post 1542 for their commitment to our veterans, military personnel, youth, and patriotic values for the last 75 years. And be it further resolved that the town board of the town of Patterson hereby offers our sincerest congratulations to Sergeant Ronald Gray American Legion Post 1542 on their 75th anniversary.
Nice.
All right, just an update for the board. Alpine Water District. We have had some problems with the lower well and the chlorine contact tank there. We have gotten another pinhole in it. This is the 4th this year. And just so the board knows, I have authorized Ron Gaynor to redesign to eliminate that tank and replace it with a different means to have the contact time we need for the chlorine going into the system. That's going to involve likely the replacement of the tank with a 24-inch pipe that's going to be about 45 feet long. We were hoping to have those approvals done before, because we have to get the approvals from the Putnam County Health Department, and we were hoping to have that before we were forced to actually go repair the tank for the 4th time. But apparently that's still going to take some time. It seems like everything is taking longer and longer. Second on my agenda, we put out the generator annual service for bid. We received 2 proposals. The low bidder again was Peak Power. Annual preventative maintenance for 2 service calls per year was up a little bit. It's now $10,022.42 for the 2 service visits. And I have a resolution here, and I'd like to ask that the resolution be entered into the record as though read. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. And I would like to add just one more thing. We have the Dorset Hollow water line extension out. We were hoping, based on the engineer's estimates, that we could get away with a single contractor building the building. It turns out, having conversations with the contractors at pre-bid meeting, that it does not look like that is going to happen. So, you know, I scrambled really quick and rewrote the bid, so we're putting it out for 4 contractors at this point. And I asked our town clerk to advertise it today, which she graciously did. So we are withdrawing the original bid that we put out for construction of the building and replacing it with a bid that's going to have 4 prime contractors. Any questions, comments?
Comment is that I think you had said that that likely will mean that we'll spend a little bit more money on this project than if it was a single, right?
Yes.
Well, that
Yes.
remains to be seen, but.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had one contractor suggest that would possibly not be the case, but typically in the past, you know, we always end up with, you know, the contractors not being clear. We try to make it as clear as we possibly can as exactly what their responsibilities are. We've adjusted that as well, but it always ends up to be a headache when we're forced to do this bidding with, you know, seeking out 4 separate primes to do a single job.
Right.
But that's a New York State requirement, and there's not much we can do about that. So, and that is all I have. We do have a couple of announcements here. Anybody you wanna do any of them?
I'll take bulk pickup. So we have garbage district number 1 for Putnam Lake. Bulk pickup will be Saturday, October 19th. Please have your items curbside by 6 a.m. on Saturday. Note, if the truck passes your street and your items are not out, they will not come back. It's very important that you go on the website and you look at this memo here, because there are some items that are not accepted in the bulk pickup, such as e-waste, liquids, and construction debris. Items accepted in the bulk pickup which will require a special permit: appliances, large furniture items, couches, mattresses, stuffed chairs. But I would say get out there, start cleaning up, because it takes a while, and gather your things, and it's a great opportunity to get your house and your yard cleaned up. It's something I love to do. It relieves stress.
The next item we have is an announcement for the semi-annual Putnam County Department of Health Household Hazardous Waste Drop-Off Day, which is at Fawnstock Park in Kent, off of Route 301. Pre-registration is required. You can contact the health department at 808-1390 and register your time slot to bring your hazardous chemicals, paints, things like that, and dispose of them in an environmentally sound manner. Great way to get rid of things in your garage, your basement, in an appropriate manner. Is that Paul? Awesome. Thank you, sir. And I'm sorry I didn't mention the date. It's October 5th, 2024, which is a Saturday.
Which is next week.
Next week.
You can quit smoking. The American Lung Association can help. Freedom from Smoking Group Quit Program. First class starts Monday, October 7th, 2024, from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Classes run for 7 weeks, total of 8 classes. There's a link on here that you can click to register. Where is it held?
Health Department.
At the Health Department. Thank you, Sean.
Does any board member have any other business they wish to bring up at this time? Hearing none. We'll open it up to public recognition. Does any member of the public joining us here tonight have any questions or comments for the board? For you to approach the mic and give your name.
Hi, my name is Sonia Abbey Taylor. First of all, I have something that I wanted to comment on, because it was a new experience for me. I was asked to volunteer at the Patterson Firehouse book sale last week. And I just wanted to mention how incredible the volunteers are at that sale. They were going from 8 o'clock in the morning straight through, and it was really quite remarkable. And they had an excellent turnout, so it was a great experience. The other thing is, I have a question. There is, by virtue of where they live, there are people in Putt Lake that do not have access to the parks out in Patterson proper or in Putt Lake. Is there something that we can do with that? Somebody that I spoke to was very concerned because she has children who don't have access to water in the summertime.
Sure. There absolutely is. We've talked about addressing it, over the years in various ways. At one point, Putnam Lake was opening, the doors and allowing them to come in. Then they created the Park District. My recommendation would be that, we do a survey. We send a letter out to the residents and ask what they want, whether they would want to be included in the Park District, because there is a charge on your taxes for doing that, and which part. Well, we could do it for veterans. We could expand Veterans Park easy enough. Mm-hmm. Putnam Lake probably wouldn't be so easy to expand. But we could see if they wanted to be in Veterans Park.
Okay. What would the charge approximately be for them?
I believe it's around $350 a year. I could be wrong.
So for Connecticut residents?
No.
No.
We charge,
They're
no, I'm
Patterson,
just
right?
giving that.
Oh, as an
percentage,
example.
125 for Connecticut residents who have access to, who have lake rights.
Right, who have deeded
So
lake rights to
So
Putnam
that's
Lake.
what the only charge that I'm aware of.
Okay, no, what we're talking about here is portions of Haviland, actually most of Haviland Drive, part of East Branch, Brimstone Road, Denand Lane, Fillard Court, Fillard Road. They were never included in any park district. So
If I could just add, the only issue I would think that might come up is that those that are not paying, and then you have those that want to belong, are we going to take, are we going to start, making it an optional thing? Or, if two people in a certain area that aren't part of the park district or veterans, and they decide that, oh, okay, we're going to include them, now everybody in that area is paying the extra tax and don't want to use the park.
Well, that's why I suggested we start with, surveying the residents out there to see what they wanted to do.
And that seems to make sense. Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Why couldn't you let them go to Putnam Lake?
Well, so there's two ways we could do it, all right? We could do it and allow them in as out-of-district users, or we could expand the district. And my initial thoughts here were we would be expanding the district, and then, where we expanded, they would be in, and that would be the end of it. Listen, over the years, it's gone back and forth with the residents of Putnam Lake, whether they would allow outsiders to come in and use the lake or they wouldn't. But that's something that, I would kick back to the Park Advisory Board, let them gauge the sentiment of the residents of Putnam Lake and see how they all feel about it.
I mean, during the PLCC times, we let,
You did.
we did.
That's what I referred to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would that work with Veterans Memorial Park as well? They
To
could
put them in as
include-
out-of-district
yeah.
users, yeah, we could.
That might be.
It would take some work to do, but we could do that. But again, I still think, we should make that determination. Once I get done with Front Street and the EMS building and the lights on 311, then I can turn my focus to other matters. Got a thought?
No.
Okay.
No. Nothing that would amuse anyone.
Okay. Does any other member of the public here tonight have any questions or comments for the board?
Good evening. Joseph Esposito, Sanborn Road in Putt Lake. I hear you talk about Front Street just now. Recently, a neighbor of mine, were talking about Front Street, what's going on with Front Street, and you just mentioned the Dorset Hollow Water. Is that the extension that you're talking about?
That is correct.
Okay, so we were happy to hear that you guys found money, the county got it, however you got the money, you found money and Front Street was gonna happen. And I'm just curious.
The town
and-
found it.
Excuse me?
The town got it.
Yeah, sure, great. And we were just wondering, I'm just wondering, without having a crystal ball, what is the realistic the realistic expectation for Front Street that it might actually happen?
It's out for bid. So we have a number of contractors that have already expressed an interest and have taken the bid. We're hoping they're going to submit proposals. We've broken it down into kind of two parts. One is the water line, because that's kind of different from doing the actual building construction.
Right.
Because at the same time, we're going to use the funds to hopefully improve the water supply system over there, give everybody a new system to start with, because the system over there is about 20 years old, it's aging, and we have this opportunity to take care of that. And the bids that have gone out, the advertisement, those bids should be returnable by October 16th. So the last meeting in October, the town board should be in a position to start, hopefully, awarding construction contracts. And then, we're now going into the winter, so there's a timing issue on all this. Certainly, we don't want to see our roads torn up in the middle of the winter, while we're trying to plow the snow and ice from the roads. The contractors are aware of that. That was made perfectly clear within the bids, and we've had, conversations. So it may be that actual construction is not going to start till the spring, but the contracts will be awarded by the end of the year. So we'll know where we stand.
Thank you, sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see Sean's out of that cast.
Thank you. We'll have all of them, just a little shorter on some.
Any other questions? All right, we will open it up to members of the public joining us by Zoom tonight. If anybody on the Zoom call has any questions or comments, if you would unmute, state your name and address for the record. do our best to address your concerns.
So,
Well, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
motion to
Second.
adjourn.
All in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good night.
Thank you all for coming.